proper understanding of what is being done to me. And like I said in my previous episode, it wasn't, when I asked to see the sonogram, mind you, I'm 3 months. Most women in there, like, they getting in there like 3 to 5 months and stuff like that. And it's not a clump of cells, honey. It's things formulating and percolating up in there. Okay. And they don't want, why didn't the woman want to show me the sonogram? What are you hiding? What is your agenda? If it's about choice, give me truly the right to choose and right to see everything that's going on in the whole entire situation. So, I just have to figure out why are certain things done the way they are done, and why are people so adamant to push these ideas in our communities, and why aren't other things being pushed? Like, people talk to, oh, that's abstaining from sex, that's crazy to talk about that. But these are options to get us away from quote unquote unwanted pregnancies. Why aren't we supposed to take accountability for our actions as individuals? If we laying down and allowing niggas to, we busting it wide open and allowing niggas to shoot up the club, so to speak, should we not have that type of responsibility to ourselves? Like, do you not know what happens when you have sex? That it's an act of, it's a pleasurable act, but it's a biological act as well, because sperm and egg makes baby. So, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? So I just want to these are just the thoughts I have when we're talking about it being a political issue, because it's like, okay, it's there, the powers that be, quote unquote, make it a political issue for whatever their agenda is on control or population control for more people, less people, etc., etc. But us as the people, what do we say, and what can we do better as humanitarians, as human beings? We're the ones we're the ones having sex, we're the ones having the abortions, not having the abortions, etc., etc. How can we as people just say, okay, how can I make some better choices? Or what am I choosing? What am I choosing to do now as I lay down with this man? Am I choosing that he is, when he nuts inside of me, that yes, a baby may or may not come out, and then I will have the option to say, oh, I don't want it, or I do want it? Why don't we make more responsible choices? These are options that we have, I believe. Why don't we talk about, just the sex education in schools and stuff like that? Why don't we talk about other options, other alternatives? And why does it always have to be about just abortion? Oh my God, you're telling me I can't abort my baby. I can't abort my baby. And it's just like, why is abortion such a big thing? Why do we want to turn our wombs into tombs so bad? And again, it's not to say, oh, I have the right to dictate what someone else's choice is. Again, I believe very much so in free will, but these are just the thoughts that I have in regards to this whole conversation about Roe v. Wade, this whole conversation about pro-choice and pro-life and things like that, because I am pro-life, because I think that all life comes from divine and all life has its purpose. Even though I'm very much so into science, that doesn't mean that I veer away from the truth of what I believe that life is. So these are just some thoughts that I have in regards to Roe v. Wade and this whole pro-choice thing, and us having a little bit of understanding about our culture, even as people. What do we say is okay? Are we condoning sex sex at a young age and stuff like that? And, people are going to have sex regardless and stuff like that. Okay, so what type of culture are we cultivating which promotes promiscuous behavior or sexual behavior in teenagers and stuff like that? What type of culture are we creating that maybe puts these ideas that it's okay for young ass kids to have sex and then say, oh, okay, well, there just happens to be a Planned Parenthood. If you do have sex, here's some free condoms, guys, go at it. Is that the culture that we really want to be pushing? And you know what I'm saying? Like this, I'm not being a prude, but I'm just saying, like, let's be real about some of the things that we're pushing. And some of the things that not that we're pushing, but we just allow and we just don't think about, that are just so normalized. Like over-sexualization of young girls, especially young Black girls, is something that is normalized. And then the young Black girls that are over-sexualized are the ones that are pushing out or happening to pop up pregnant and then have their good old friends at Planned Parenthood ready, willing, and able to, give them abortion on demand. These are my thoughts. These are things that I think about when it comes to abortion and pro-choice. I'm thinking about, okay, they say it's politics. You know what? Screw these quote unquote powers that be. What do we, the people, think about the culture that we allow to be cultivated? Who's really in charge of these ideas that are shoved down our throats? Because it's a cycle if you think about it, right? If abortion is a big business, they getting 3 to 5 abortions out of women, and we don't know, and all types of things happen. People use the cells, the fetal cells, for research, for flavoring of foods. Like, it gets weird. There's a lot of stuff that goes in and that's tied to all of this stuff. So if abortion is a big business and these other big business profit off of that, then we have the business of whatever industries that are over sexualizing the culture and stuff like that. It's just like, who's holding hands with who? Because there are a whole bunch of other people on the outside that are profiting, and we're the ones suffering. We're the ones fighting each other about quote unquote rights to choose, when there's people that are higher up that literally have an agenda for us, whether it's they want more people, more children, more of a labor force, or less children, less people, less of a labor force, whatever the case may be, These are just things that I'm thinking about when it comes to that. And again, I read what Margaret Sanger talks about, or I read her letter, that she wrote and the agenda that she had. So I hope that was of edification for you, and that you kind of got an understanding of who Margaret Sanger, the eugenicist, was. And we'll continue to go into more, just of an educational process of just these thoughts of this free flowing stream of consciousness as we talk about this whole overturning of Roe v. Wade, because it's bigger than all this political crap, because it's always some type of power pissing match. It's always some type of agenda tied to something. And I feel like us as people, we just need to stop being pawns for politics. We need to stop being political pawns, and we need to start thinking critically as people, and we need to start educating ourselves. We need not to be the people who will perish because of a lack of knowledge, but we need to start thinking freely, and we need to start being more aware of who is who and what is what when it comes down to policies and just big situations like Roe v. Wade being overturned. And what does that mean? And it's interesting because, again, right, I am a woman that 10 years ago who walked for this very thing to happen. And does that mean that I am stepping away from I am still a pro-life woman. I am all for life. And I'm also all for educating us. And if we have the right to choose as free moral agents given to us, this is given to us by our divine creator. If we have that right to choose, that we are making the best educated choices in what we do choose. So I'll leave it at that. And I hope you guys enjoyed the second episode. And we'll get more into Margaret Sanger, Planned Parenthood, eugenics, and all these other things coming up in the next episode. So thank you for joining this episode of Loud Conversation. I hope you have a great day. Ciao.